Hi everyone, so on this video I'm going to help you understand how the budget might impact the stock market. What are some good, bad stocks to purchase? Many of you might be thinking, you know what boss, budget से पहले I'll buy defense stocks or I'll buy railway stocks and वो धनाधन पैसा बनाएंगे and I'm going to get like multi-millionaire or whatever. Please do not do it. Please understand data facts. So I'm going to present all the data facts in point-wise manner. I'll also reveal some of the stocks that I am bullish about, but this is not a stock recommendation video. Please do your own analysis.
Financial independence can be built through stocks, but in 2024, there is another way to do that, which is to build AI products. There are a lot of people who, despite having no tech background, are building AI products and making money with it too. If this sounds interesting, here is your chance to learn how to do it.
In Build School, they teach how to build and launch AI related products. They are offering a masterclass. Usually this masterclass is paid, but by using the links in the description and comment box, the first 1000 users can attend this masterclass absolutely free of cost. So whether you are from a tech background, HR background, finance, marketing, design or sales professional, this masterclass will be highly relevant for you. You will learn tools and techniques to come up with AI related ideas, how to use the no-code stack in order to build products, and finally, how to acquire your first 100 customers. 300,000 people have already attended and benefited from this masterclass. So in case you are interested, you can definitely check out the links in the description and comment box. So back to the video, and the first key point that I will help you understand is the metadata of the budget. यहाँ पे आपको पता ये होना चाहिए कि for example, this is the table. Please look at this. Actuals, budgeted, revised, budgeted. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? Actuals मतलब कि कितना पैसा actually में खर्च करा गया. What was budgeted? For example, in 2023, 593,538 was budgeted as a spent on defense, but the actual expenditure came out to be little short, 573,098. ऐसे ही आप बाकी के फील्ड्स में भी देख सकते हो, जैसे स्पेशली रोड ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में काफी बड़ा लैग था, राइट? सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ, राइट? सो दिस इज पॉइंट 1. Point 2 that you need to know from this data is that see, 2024 budget has already been presented in a way. That was the interim budget. Now it will be, because the ruling party has come back to power, now they will present the actual budget, जो अभी आने वाला है, right? So यहाँ पे they have already indicated where they are going to spend money, right? So for example, they have already said कि देखो, defense में we are going to go and spend. So how do you analyze this data? It's very simple. मैं आपको करके दिखा देता हूँ. For example, see, the first key thing that you should notice is that how much has it changed from 2023 to 2024 already, what has been budgeted. So for example, यहाँ पे we went from 593 to 621. So कितना हो गया? 7-8% के आसपास हो गया, 8% increase. So this is already a positive development. Second key point, that this was an election year, right? The BJP government came back into power and होता क्या है कि इलेक्शन से पहले थोड़ा नेशनलिज्म की फीलिंग स्टर करी जाती हैं, एंड उसकी वजह से हम अपना ही रेलवे भी कर लेंगे, अपना डिफेंस भी कर लेंगे, हम अपना ये भी कर लेंगे, वो भी, like all good things, no doubt about that. But the fact is that see, that nationalism thing has played out. Now there is no reason for the government to keep on pushing these themes like defense, railways, इसमें बहुत भारी भरकम खर्चे होने वाले हैं. So this is a point that you need to be careful. This is not a buy or not buy recommendation. I am simply telling you facts. Third key point, and the more important point is कि देखो, the market is already factoring in the fact that in this new budget, government is going to spend money on defense. Now, in case that does not happen, जो भी आप बड़े हुए stocks देख रहे हो, जो बहुत दौड़ चले थे, they are going to fall. My estimate is that these stocks are going to fall. So I am not touching them. This is the type of analysis that you need to do on other sectors. I will give you my take also on different themes that I am bullish about, but I am not really bullish on defense theme. Now, why am I saying that? So before I speak specifically about the defense theme, let me share like very key important point and a commonsensical point here कि यार बजट लाया क्यों जाता है. Now budget is brought in order to achieve some goal that the government has, and one of the key goals is कि भाई देखो कि किस चीज को लेके हल्ला मच रहा है. Right now in India, हल्ला is being made for two things. Number one, lack of jobs. एंड दी नंबर 2 हल्ला पॉइंट इज इन्फ्लेशन, विच इज महंगाई लोगों को समझ में आने लग गया है कि देखो बोलते रहते हो आप 5% 6% महंगाई है, लेकिन मैं देखता हूँ बच्चे की फीस ऊपर चली गई, हेल्थ केयर इंश्योरेंस आई एम पेइंग लाइक 15% प्रीमियम. सो ये तो बेवकूफ बनाने वाली बात हो गई कि 5% 6% इज दी ओनली ग्रोथ. नो, दैट इज नॉट द केस. The inflation growth has been fairly high. So these are two pain points. Now, this was a pain point last year also, but in these last 8-10 months, what has changed? Well, election results. Even government understands कि यार ये जो कर रहे थे हम अभी तक, this is not working for us. So maybe we should start focusing on jobs, inflation, सच में control करने वाली चीज. So maybe they will focus on that. Good thing is that government is actually looking at it, and this can be understood by looking at this point, this is always good, and I've always appreciated the BJP government for doing this, that they are focusing on capital expenditure. The growth rate of capital expenditure, which is the good type of expenditure, is picking up. This is a good point, right? So whenever any government is doing good work, we have to appreciate. So I'm appreciating it. कई लोग शुरू हो जाते हैं कि आप आप इस पॉलिटिकल पार्टी को सपोर्ट करते हो, उस पॉलिटिकल पार्टी, भाई मैं इकोनॉमिक्स सपोर्ट करता हूँ, राइट? आई टीच इकोनॉमिक्स, आई टीच फाइनेंस, आई एनालाइज द डेटा, आई प्रेजेंट इट इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. हमें कौन सा मंत्री बनना है, राइट? आई हैव नो इंटरेस्ट इन बिकमिंग लाइक मंत्री and all that stuff. So it's not as if that I'm favoring any political party. Now back to the video. See, this is happening, right? So this is good point. Maybe this will now start translating into sensible results if the budgetary allocations make sense. Okay. Now what do I mean by that? Let me help you understand that point more. And please इस तरीके के सेक्शंस को स्किप मत करना. दिस इज व्हाट एक्चुअली अलाउज यू टू मेक मनी. जो लोग शुरू हो जाते हैं 5 स्टॉक ये खरीद लो बजट से पहले, 10 स्टॉक्स ये खरीद लो बजट से पहले, दैट इज नॉट द पॉइंट, राइट? यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द फंडामेंटल्स सो दैट यू कैन रीअलाइन योर पोर्टफोलियो. इन केस यू गाइज आर इंटरेस्टेड, आई ऑल्सो रन स्टॉक मार्केट कोर्स. अ लाइव बैच इज कमिंग अप. आई विल टीच एवरीथिंग फ्रॉम स्क्रैच. सो इफ यू आर अ कंप्लीट बिगिनर ऑल्सो, दिस कोर्स विल बी वेरी हेल्पफुल. वी स्टडी फॉर फुल 4 days, राइट, ओवर 2 weekends. सो आपको काफी कुछ समझ में आ जाएगा. देन यू आर पुट ऑन द विजडम एज कम्युनिटी वेर यू एंड अप लर्निंग एंड प्रैक्टिसिंग whatever I have taught you for over a year. So that is how you will become a better investor. There is no such course that is currently being run by anyone जो इस तरीके की पूरी fundamental knowledge देता है. I'm doing it. People have really appreciated it. So in case you guys are interested, do check it out. So okay, plug हो गया. Now let me talk about specific sectors. कि देखो यार, in India there are 2 types of things, right? One is that you can create physical infrastructure, and second you can create digital infrastructure. Both the infrastructures are important, but one could clearly see, right, that the focus in the last 1.5, 2 years was on physical infrastructure. कि भाई ये ब्रिज बना दो, ये पुल बना दो, उसका इनॉग्रेशन कर दो and all that stuff. Now the capital expenditure can happen here also. The capital expenditure can happen here also. Now here when the capital expenditure happens, इसमें अभी तक we were not focusing on quality of infrastructure. जैसे कि for example आपने पुल बना दिया, वो ढह गया, right? आपका तो capital infrastructure आपने बोल दिया कि लग गए थे वैसे, but did it really translate into any sort of sensible results? The short answer is no, right? So I feel that the government is going to do the right thing now, right? It will move away from this entire physical narrative. It will start focusing more on digital narrative, which brings us to very quick stocks that I am, 2 stocks that I'm bullish about. I'll explain that also. One is Geo Finance. I already have it. I might increase my positions. Second is TCS. I had discussed this in community also roughly 20-25 odd days back, and तब से एक बहुत अच्छा रन अप हो चुका है on TCS stock also. Why? Because I feel that the digital infrastructure is where a lot of capital expenditure will lead to quality growth, right? So this is a very important point, क्योंकि यहाँ से quality growth नहीं आ रही है, right? Everyone understands कि भाई रेलवे और आपको कोचें खोलनी है and all that stuff, और डिफेंस में आपको और पैसा डालना है, indigenous theme and all that stuff, वो तो हो गया ना, right? It's not as if that government is forever going to play this theme only, कि they are going to keep on playing the infrastructure physical theme only. Right now this theme has been somewhat neglected according to me, so a lot of support will be lent here. That is my estimate. So let me delve deeper into specific sections, because I can already hear क्लिकिंग नॉइजेस कि नहीं ऐसे कैसे कि डिफेंस पे नहीं ध्यान देगी गवर्नमेंट, अब उनको खुद का वो नहीं खोलना है ऑल दैट स्टफ. ओके, सो सी गाइस, बेसिकली नंबर 1 पॉइंट इज आई विल शो यू द एंटायर थिंग, राइट? सो द फर्स्ट की पॉइंट इज दैट इंडियाज डिफेंस सेक्टर हैज अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर USD 138 billion over the next 10 years. Very good news, and this is the type of news that actually has already propelled the defense stocks. चाहे आप कोई भी HAL देख लो और bunch of different stocks आप देख लो, सब have grown up by like 4-5 times. Okay, so this theme has already run. This is point 1. Point 2, you can see from this graph that India's defense budget in the last 10 years has actually spiked quite a lot. Okay, अब यहाँ से आप सोचो कि this graph will be like this, right? ऐसा होना मुश्किल है. No, it's not as if that in India we only need defense budget only. We need other things also. Okay, so please remember this. We are probably peaking when it comes to defense spending, as per my understanding, or defense growth rate, right? Now, do you guys know that who is the biggest arms importer in the world? Well, it's India. Why? Because we have to extend favors to countries like Russia, countries like USA. Why? Because India has strategic importance, and US also has a strategic importance. Russia also has a strategic importance. If India wants to maintain its relationships, it needs to give business to these countries also. And as a result, जो defense की spending होती है India में, वो किस पे होती है, वो इंपोर्ट करने में भी होती है, राइट? सो प्लीज डोंट मिस दैट पॉइंट, दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. वो तो हमेशा हम शुरू हो जाते हैं कि इंडिजिनस दिस दैट स्टफ, विच इज ग्रेट, नो डाउट अबाउट दैट, बट प्लीज डू नॉट फॉरगेट दैट अगर हम सब कुछ इंडिजिनस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करने लग गए ऑफ डिफेंस प्रोडक्ट, why will Russia support us, why will US support us, all that stuff. So please remember that this is a critical point. I feel that defense theme has played out. I am not putting any money on this theme. Now in case this pinches you and you disagree with me, then what I would recommend you is that take a look at these stocks, right? And यहाँ पे आप order book देख लो. For example HAL की order book ये है, भारत इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स की order book ये है. अब इनकी order book तो already बन गई है, वैसे थोड़ी यार ये बढ़ती चली जाएगी. Pick some stocks which is doing some kind of very specific niche work that can't be outsourced to US or Russia. For example, इनमें से, and you guys tell me in the comment box that इनमें से if you feel that for example India is working on defense security. Now defense security का मतलब क्या होता है कि जैसे आपने काफी हैकिंग देखी होगी and all that stuff. जैसे डिजी यात्रा का डेटा लीक हो गया था. Now that is a critical challenge. अब जैसे for example defense security होता है ना, defense security का मतलब is what, right? That for example there is certain critical piece of information that we cannot give to US and Russia and all those countries. So इसमें से which of the companies do you think will end up doing that type of work? So that is a sub-segment of defense that might grow. HAL cannot keep on growing. That is tough according to my analysis. So I'm just giving you a high-level viewpoint. So far I have not been able to figure out any specific niche themes. I'm not an expert when it comes to defense. In case some of you are, let me know. I will analyze these companies more. But the idea is to specifically figure out a very niche theme within the defense segment which is required to be indigenized. So that's a sub segment that might play out. Okay, so this is what I would look for if I were to do defense investing. Now let's talk quickly about railway stocks. Now see guys, basically these type of headlines will come that hey, Indian Railways to manufacture 10,000 AC coaches. So आप भाग के सारे stocks खरीद लोगे. Now the problem is that here is the universe of railway stocks. Now इसमें से आप क्या खरीदोगे, right? For example, will you buy bearings, right? Or will you buy forging companies, or will you buy railway cables, wires? अब सब कुछ ही बढ़ेगा ना इसमें. It's coach बनेगी तो everything will be there. Cables, wires will be there. Bearings will be there. Forging will be done. So many different things will be done. So it's impossible to analyze this entire group of stocks sensibly, right? It's complicated, it's puntering, it's gambling. अगर आपने करनी है तो what I would recommend is that इसमें से 10-15 stocks उठा लो, right? And just create like a basket of those 10-15 stocks and उसमें से आप SIP करते रहें, right? So that is the simple point that you can do. Am I doing it? No. Okay, I'm not very bullish on railway, especially like physical themes right now. So I am not putting in, but if you still feel that railway is going to grow because इस तरीके के announcements होते रहते हैं, then yeah, good luck. Please, you can do that. But my advice to you would be that hey, pick like 10-15 stocks within this category and mostly try to pick the stocks that have already not gone 4-5x. Okay, यहाँ से जो भी हो चुके हैं 4-5x उनमें growth आना बहुत मुश्किल है. Okay, so I hope that this is sensible. A better theme according to me would be something like airlines. Okay, now airlines, why? Because airlines में भी आपको इस तरीके का data दिखेगा, right? That for example, this is the total outlay or the budgetary allocation of airlines. The India's middle class segment is growing. Now mostly these days, I mean many of us are preferring to travel by airways compared to railways. अगर आप AC1 या AC2 में जाते हो then the train ticket is almost equivalent to airlines ticket. अगर मैं गलत बोल रहा हूँ तो बता देना. So what I'm trying to tell you is that from a cost perspective, it's not as if there is now a massive gap between airlines and railways. Okay, if you are in upper middle class segment, then the chances are that you would be using more and more airways. So this might increase. I had done a video on SpiceJet a few days back. उसके बाद रॉकेट बन गया था वो स्टॉक. लोग बोलने लगे कि भाई आप ऑपरेट कर रहे स्टॉक एंड व्हाट नॉट. मैंने खुद नहीं खरीदा था वो स्टॉक. आई वाज जस्ट गिविंग एन एनालिसिस. मेरी ऑर्डर बुक ऑडिट कर लो, not an issue. Point I'm trying to make is that companies like Indigo and some of the end airlines, whichever you see value in, depending on how you want to aggregate it in your portfolio, you could consider picking these type of companies. It might make more sense. Now let me start speaking about specific themes that I'm bullish on and why, and I will introduce some stocks to you also and explain you the reason why. But so far I hope that you were able to understand and appreciate the point कि जो overvalued defense themes हैं, railway themes हैं, you should pretty much avoid it. अगर आप कर भी रहे हो थोड़ा बहुत sensibly, carefully करना. That is the precise input that I will have. So the first theme that I'm bullish about is agricultural theme. Now there was a statement that was issued by NAAS chief. उन्होंने बोला कि अगर आप ₹1 का investment करते हो in agri R&D, then 13 can be fetched. Now the agri R&D is mostly done by the government or is supported by the government, right? So because उसपे subsidies वगैरह बहुत मिलती हैं. So यहाँ पे जैसे for example specialty chemicals की theme काफी चल पड़ी थी, right? Now it might make sense to pick like slightly broader type of businesses here. I am personally picking up something called as PI Industries. I feel the stock is good. I had already built positions on it. I'll do a very quick analysis, right? कि why PI Industry seems like an okay bet as of now. आप देख सकते हो कि the stock has consolidated. It hasn't run up like crazy in the last 2-3 years. So 3 साल से consolidate कर रहा है stock, right? That's one. Second key thing, it's available at a sensible PE. इसके numbers grow कर रहे हैं. There is no problem in terms of numbers. So therefore, I feel that this is a good stock from a mid to long term viewpoint. So this is the first key theme that I will be bullish on. Now, if you do not agree with PI Industries, you can go and check out these stocks and इसमें से आप analysis कर लो and whichever stocks you like, you can go and pick. Second is IT stocks. I feel that they are going through a turnaround. In fact, मैंने TCS पे not only I gave member community commentary, I also made an open video few maybe around a month back. उसमें मैंने ये चार्ट भी बनाया था. I have not removed this. I had estimated that the stock will go something like this, but हुआ क्या कि यार वो ऐसे ही चला गया यहाँ से, right? So this was like faster gain. Now again, this is a beautiful technical pattern. Let me show it to you. So इस तरीके का है, right? This is reverse head and shoulder. Now this is more like a cup with handle pattern. And अगर आप इसका technical target निकालोगे तो this will come out to be roughly 6,000 rupees के आसपास, right? So there is good gains to be made, and as India starts focusing more on digital infra, right? बहुत सारे contracts issue होंगे, and TCS seems like the top bidder. TCS Infosys. Worst is over. It looks like अभी interest rate cut जो US में होगा उसका भी advantage मिलेगा for these companies. So this is set to rally. So I will try to max out my positions on TCS over the next 1.5, 2 months, right? So this seems like a good bet as of now. Second stock is JioFin, right? JioFinance की problem क्या है कि यार वो बहुत ज़्यादा भाग चुका है, right? But it is a stable stock in the sense that it is likely to survive the next 5-10 years. So if you are holding it from a long-term perspective, as India's digital requirements keep on growing, it's going to do well. And आपने profit making game तो देख ही लिया था जियो का, that they recently hiked the Jio plans, right? And were able to mint like very good money. So वो game चलता रहेगा, right? And they will become more and more profitable. So it makes sense to have a little bit of stake there, right? And not cut it, and don't be bothered too much about it कि यार आप हर दिन बैठ के जियो फाइनेंस का स्टॉक चेक कर रहे हो. If you are investing it from a long term viewpoint, it makes sense. If you are looking to make short term profit on it, then no one can guess. It's a very volatile stock. Finally, I will talk about green energy. I think this is a theme that might still continue to do well. A lot of work has already happened. I have a stock called as SW Solar. It is already doing well. I will build more positions on it. Why? Because India is going to reduce its dependence on conventional sources of energy. But अब इसका ये मतलब नहीं होता कि यार सोलर भी भाग जाएगा, विंड भी भाग जाएगा, all that stuff. You have to be picky, right? At what point certain theme is playing out. For example, right now EPC theme is likely to play out. EPC का मतलब होता है engineering, procurement, construction. So इस तरीके की theme ज़्यादा भागेगी अभी. Because a lot of infrastructure needs to be built, and जो well connected small cap कंपनियाँ होंगी, they are likely to do well. SW Solar का मैंने पूरा analysis किया था. I will revisit this stock tomorrow on the member community. So in case you guys are interested, you can definitely check it out. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'll make a part 2 soon. But I hope that this gave you an introductory understanding of how to analyze the budget, how to analyze different themes. If you did, do press the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.